Lars, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I think
Amazing.
we're. This is kind of unfortunate, really. I mean, I paid for a better version of StreamYard,
Yeah.
and only the free version has the green room. So I could see when you clicked on the link, but you and I could not talk. So unfortunately, I had to put you into. We're actually live right now. We
No
didn't
problem. No problem.
start yet, but we're if anybody else does log in or not log in, but click on it, they're gonna see us. Excuse me. Um, it actually won't take too long because what we do is recorded anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and the links in the various platforms continue to show up and are there. So I'm trying to always there we go. Okay, I always keep like a desktop version or my laptop open. And there's one that's not letting us actually connect. I don't know
Let's try my settings. I can hear you
why. Oh no,
quiet.
you're fine actually. It's just my Facebook connection on one of the three accounts is not seeming to be operational. So the other two are fine. The Facebook pages, Doggy Traders, my parent company, the Yerger Group, LinkedIn is operational, YouTube's operational, everything's happening. So if we have to not use my personal Facebook account today, um, too bad, but everybody else is going to get us. So yeah, this is the Doggy Traders. We didn't do the fancy little intro and whatever, but if you can see everything happening, this is we do like a 30-second countdown, and then we do this. That's actually my house right there, so I don't have to lot. That's my backyard. And that's me and the dogs. Hence the name, the Doggy Traders. So yeah, so today we're talking about the special merge. Where basically ETH switches over from proof of work to proof of stake,
Yeah.
and it's by the time I woke up today, it was already a done deal. It already happened. It was already over. The excitement came and went. I guess kind of, and I'm on the East Coast, so LA folks, they're out of the picture. Um, but I wanted to bring you on. What we do at the Doggy Traders is, I'm new at this. I'm only into trading and investing for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Sorry, my earpiece fell out. I'm only into this for about 2 years, so I just realized another thing. I did a show yesterday, and everything was like really low, so I need to check volumes really quick. There we go. And that's why. There we go.
Yes,
Back
I
on
can
the
hear
air.
you better now.
You hear me a lot better?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So what we do is I provide citations for everything that I do
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not the expert, and that's why we also
I'm
have
I am not an
folks
expert
like you
either,
on.
so
What's that?
I'm not an expert either, so
That's all right. I've been following you on the Discord channel,
mhm.
and I love you, Reggie. I actually follow and trade with Nick Engels. He's my personal coach. We meet probably about once every 2 weeks via Zoom, and
Cool, cool.
it's been great. I just need to turn my own volume down now a little bit. There we go. But he's been great. I really enjoy his instruction. My son and I were just watching his boot camp before I caught my son passing out, so I sent him in for a nap.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do here is I provide citations. Today is real easy because it was a bunch of simple Google searches, And I just wanted to have somebody like you on that's got a little bit more experience that can help us with any quick explanations and really
Yeah, sure. You can ask me anything. So
yeah, awesome. So Google search number one. What is the Ethereum merge? It's number two behind Bitcoin. I kind of knew that, and most everybody that watches me knew that. It's been dubbed the merge. So in all actuality, it wasn't really so much a merge as it was a like a change of the operating system. Or what would you describe what happened today?
they basically made it easier, and you can now stake on the Ethereum platform. So you can put your assets in crypto staking. So now you can stake on Ethereum too, and they made it for everyone better, for the future.
Right, right.
So
So it's more efficient. So that gets
yeah.
us to this one, the proof of work actual definition, approving Ethereum was approving the transactions through the proof of work, which if you follow all the downers to crypto in general, especially
Mhm.
Bitcoin, they like to say how much energy it costs to mine Bitcoin and so on,
Yeah,
and
they
that the proof of
basically
stake is
announced
more
today.
efficient.
Mhm. They announced today that it will reduce in zero point 0.2 in the global use of energy.
Right, exactly. So this is much easier on the grids and so on. So that brings us to the proof of stake, and finally, we actually have a link to go somewhere else.
Mhm.
Basically, everything you just said, and that is, um,
I personally don't use Google for anything, but
yeah, no, the Google's it's actually a verb now. A lot of people here in the states, if you don't feel like explaining something,
Mhm.
you just say to somebody, Google it, and
uh, we have
uh,
the same over here. So
especially us smartasses, we like to. But so there we go. There is the actual link that I just had up. POS, by the way, we use that three different ways here in the U.S.
mhm.
If I don't like you, I can say you're a piece of crap. Of course, got the wrong letter, but you figured it out. Um, but also in retail, a POS is a point of sale terminal. It's a cash register. It's the last place that you can actually pay for something, whether it's your
Mhm.
meal in a restaurant or an item in a grocery or retail store. The techies, of course, know it as proof of stake. Talk a little bit about that, Lars. You were saying about how that is the actual more efficient method than the proof of work.
Mhm. So the proof of stake is basically you can put your assets in that. So it's basically like a cash. So you have cash somewhere else, and then you put it in the Ethereum proof of stake, and then you can make more money out of that. And
And
that's now
so
available on Ethereum.
that's where the efficiency comes from.
Yeah.
And speaking of Nick, and I knew Nick is on another call right now. He's not going to be able to join us, but Reggie's
Hmm.
says let's get. That's one of our usuals. Is let's go, let's do this, get this done.
I can
So
see
Reggie's
him.
checking in. He's actually somebody that said he wants to come on later on too. So hopefully we'll get him scheduled. But so I got to go back to this actual tab for a second because I wanted to show you this. Um, and this is through their Wikipedia, I think, or actually no, Ethereum.org. But here's one of the biggest things I liked about this particular entry.
Hmm.
Take a look. Can you read that off your screen? Okay, Lars, can you see that?
Yeah, but yeah, it's a little bit blurry, but I can read it.
I can. How about if we do? Is that better if I take us out of it?
Yeah, it makes it clearer.
So the pros and cons. Staking makes it easier for individuals to participate in securing the network, promoting decentralization. Validator node can be run on a normal laptop. Is this basically saying that the technology is going to be better? You don't have to have the room full of supercomputers for the mining like you did
Yeah,
with Bitcoin.
the mining efficiency will be better, so you can mine more Ethereum with less energy.
And then the staking is more decentralized, economies of scale, not do not apply in the same way that they do with the proof of work mining. What exactly are they saying there?
Um, so they use less energy if you stake your Ethereum on their platform.
Okay, so that's the energy one. All right,
Yeah, they're both energy related.
right. And then the economic security and yeah, I mean, basically, I can see the last two pros. One being the economic security,
Hmm.
and the other being the uh, incentive
Network.
to basically take part because of the previously three mentioned.
Yeah.
And then the cons, it's the obvious. It's younger and less battle tested. Well, I mean that's going to be anything until something's more proven. And then proof of stake is more complex to implement than proof of work. I mean, I
Hmm.
think anything with newer technology is going to be more complex.
Always.
But I mean, it's. I mean, talk about like programming code. When I was back in high school, we
Hmm.
learned BASIC. That was
Basic
actually the
coding.
name of the
Yeah.
language. I
Hmm.
don't think anybody uses even plays with that anymore. So yeah, I mean, I can see that the tech is going to be a little bit somewhat complex. Um, proof of
Yeah, and
stake,
they had no choice because the security of on Ethereum was outdated.
right?
It wasn't ready for the future, so they had to do something for the security.
And then and I think that's it for that tab that we were looking at. But lastly, a lot of the people I've seen on things like Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn are saying that now you got to get the Ethereum because it's going to moon. Uh,
Hmm.
it actually tanked,
Yeah.
and I wasn't surprised about that because the entire time leading up to this, I've been reading about how the price was actually worked in to some of the previous successes leading up to today. For a while, a couple weeks ago, ETH was performing better than Bitcoin.
Yep.
Do you so with this tank? Is it a scare, or is now a great
Um,
time to buy more ETH if you're holding
I
it long term?
basically, I'm personally waiting. I personally still see because the stock market is crashing too. So the S and
Okay,
P 500 is crashing too because
okay,
of the dollar.
right,
So when I see the housing market and the other things drop, I see Ethereum and crypto drop in total.
right.
So
Yeah,
I'm
and
personally waiting.
I've seen and there's been a bunch of complaints essentially, especially if you have an adjustable rate on your mortgage,
Hmm.
you're going to be paying 60% more just to cover the recent announcement that the Fed made that with the increase on with what inflation's done and so on and so forth. Uh, thank God mine's fixed, but yeah, it's not going anywhere.
I
Even
hope so.
yeah, even with this. So, but what have you then established? If you're not out buying as much as what you can afford right now, what is your
Um,
best guess on when things will bottom and when things will turn around?
I personally see the end of the year it's going down,
Through
and
the end of the
maybe
year, still going down.
yeah, in my opinion, and maybe in the next year we can see maybe a little bit of correction, but I see it go down again.
And do you think the upcoming federal national election that we have here in the United
Mhm.
States is going to take a big part in that?
Always.
Yeah, it's President Biden's first midterm, which means he's not up for reelection, but there are things halfway through his term where it could change things, especially in the Congress. And that's always a big indicator is how well he's going to do in the second half of his term.
He didn't do so good.
It's tough because as a political scientist by education and historian, things don't happen right away. And often that's when they get blamed or credited. For example, the Obama administration ended with the lowest unemployment rate that we had in history, lowest insurance rates, highest housing, really good things happening. And who benefited from that was Trump.
Yeah.
What happened in 2020 and then in 2021, things started tanking, and Biden took the blame for it. But it was really all the things that Trump did over those 4 years that screwed up everything that Obama did.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, now everybody's essentially blaming Biden for things that Trump did. Could Biden be doing better? Absolutely. There's things there's people hinting that he's trying to get rid of the dollar, which really doesn't make any sense because it's the nation's or the world's leading currency. But
yeah, they are testing at the moment. They are testing some online currencies.
The Treasury Department?
Yeah.
Wow, cool. If you've got any information on that, send me a link to it. So we'll definitely follow up and put that. What I do here, we don't necessarily need to do it so much today because everything you've seen it on the screen. It was simply Google searches. But when you make a statement like that, we like to follow up on it, and we even do. We even do a video where, like, if I take your information and do some research, and then on tomorrow's show we talk about it again. I've even got a cute video for that too.
I will send those things.
That's us circling back. I don't know if you saw that. The drone circled the neighborhood. So we circle back and we'll talk about what you said again. But that's interesting and very important information. So thank you. Good spot to end it, I think. Lars, the last part of your name, Vander Graaf or Graaf?
Graaf.
Okay, Lars Vandergraaf, thanks, man. I appreciate the scheduling we both did to get you on. Definitely looking forward to having you on again.
Yes, sure. I'm always available. So
you're actually pretty busy, but I know what that feeling's like. So I appreciate you coming on.
I will make some time.
Appreciate it again. Thank you, Lars. So that's it, guys. ETH is done. It's happened. It's and you heard it from Lars. He said, don't go buying yet. Give it the rest of the year. Keep an eye on it. Watch it and see where it goes. I've already got some. I've had some for a while, so it's there. I'm not converting it over to a stable coin just yet because I actually have to get it caught up. I took a bunch of change after I bought this house and sold out a bunch of stuff to buy the house. For the down money, I bought back in the Bitcoin when it was, that first digit was probably a 2 for the ETH, and it was a 5 for the Bitcoin. So you can figure out how well things were doing. But yeah, Lars Vandergraaf, thank you again. We'll definitely be talking to you in the future and circling back with what you said about the U.S. Treasury. That's good to know too, and as well as just how Bitcoin and ETH do now that today's merger is complete. We'll see you again tomorrow for the last 9 p.m. Central European show, 3 p.m. Eastern and 12 noon Pacific. Remember, starting next week, we go to our new time, 11 p.m. Central European. That translates to 5 p.m. Eastern here in the United States and 2 p.m. on the West Coast. So that lets the day here in the U.S. finish. Unfortunately, our European friends are most likely going to be in bed, but we'll work with that in the future. Our thanks again to Lars. Coming up, I got to put this one back on. Give me a second, everybody. There we go. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we're not sure exactly when it's going to be, but Dr. Michael Donaldson is going to be joining us. He's a recently turned pro trader, former chiropractor. His story is just flat out amazing. It's been great what he's done with his life and career through day trading and investing, and he's going to tell you that personally in the near future. Our thanks again to Lars. We will see you all again. Remember, trade crazy, but trade safe, and we'll see you again tomorrow. I always forget to take me